we had the general addition rule. The probability of A or B is the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A and B. We had the complement rule. The probability that the event E does not occur, E complement, is just 1 minus the probability of E. And then we have this rule for independent events, which was not from that same section, but it's part of the same chapter, part of the review process. Says that independent events, if two events A and B are independent of each other, then the probability of A and B occurring is just probability of A times probability of B. So those facts I have written in the corner here. Now I'm posing a question. Given that probability of A is 0.6, probability of event B is 0.2, and that A and B are independent events, we want to find the probability that neither A nor B occurs. So here's my Venn diagram. I have events A and B overlapping, and I want to find the outer probability here that I've shaded that neither A nor B occurs. So this is an example where I have to synthesize, I have to put together several different things I've learned, combine them to solve this problem. Okay? So let's see how we would go about that. First of all, we have the fact that A and B are independent events. So this fact here says I take the probability of A times the probability of B. So if I want the probability of A and B, that's going to be the probability of A, 0.6, times the probability of B, 0.2. So you multiply those two, you get 0.6 times 0.2 is 0.12. So that is A and B. Now, to help you remember from previously, A and B, I'm doing in red here, that is this overlap. Okay? So now I found that overlap has a probability of 0.12. I'm going to label that 0.12 there. Okay? Now, we have the general addition rule. I have to think ahead. What do I need? I want to find this outside area. What do I see that relates to that? Well, notice that if I have A and B together here, that bold marking I'm doing is the event A or B. And so if A or B is that outline I just did, hopefully you're going to see there the complement rule. So what I'm looking for is just the complement of A or B. So I really want to find 1 minus the probability of A or B, and that will give me my solution. Okay? So we've now got to figure out what is the probability of A or B. Go to the rule. The probability of A or B is probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A and B. So let's plug in. We have A is 0.6 plus B is 0.2 minus what we found a second ago was 0.12. So 0.6 and 0.2 is 0.8 minus 0.12. That will give us 0.68. So this entire A and B together is 0.68. So if I want what's outside of that, I want 1 minus this 0.68 gives me 0.32, and that is what I'm really wanting. The 0.32 is the area out there. There are several different ways to do this. I was using the formulas here. There's a way to visually try this if you're more of a visual learner, which I can tell you perhaps in another video. But this is a straightforward way of putting facts together, but you have to strategize a little bit up front to look at a problem and break it apart and realize what you have to do first or second or third down the road to arrive at the answer you need.